Hey there guys, and welcome back to All of Fabric 5. I usually recorded a bunch of this on a live stream and I was just going to show the recording and edit it down, but my audio, when it came through, was awful. So awful. It would have been embarrassing to release it. So I'm going to re-step through some of the stuff that I showed then. For starters, I kind of want to show off this because this just makes me laugh. Just makes me laugh. Mr. Villager, Wandering Trader, you are not. What are you? Just a moment, please. The trader suddenly found himself occupied elsewhere. Yep. Oh, what's that? No, you saw nothing. What I wanted to show you was Grandma Marles. So it's a seed trader. You can get just about any kind of sapling. So all the struggle we were having of finding different seeds, you can just trade him one for emeralds. He's got literally everything, which was really frustrating trying to find some of these things. So it's been fantastic to go, hey, look, I just want a walnut tree and I can just pick it up and buy it. But this is the best part. Watch. The creativity is great. In the house, which I have done a little bit of work on, but a whole lot, I have built a tavern. Oh, but unwanted. No, sir, you have been bounced. I really like the way this actually has turned out. It looks fantastic. There was a mod that was removed with one of the updates, which was called the drink beer mod, which is what allowed the creation of like the bartending tables and the kegs. You can actually like throw fruit and wheat in here and actually make beer. It's kind of neat. But I really wanted it back because I wanted this old style tavern feel if I can get through my own gate. I think it turned out really amazing. It looks better in proper lighting. Let me take the goggles off. And that's just fantastic. This is so actually accurate for a couple of the taverns I've been in. It's amazing. I love it so much. Now, as we come down to the first industrial area, there's been a massive expansion. A lot of this was done by, or aided. I was aided heavily by a good friend, Layla, who helps me out with a lot of this. Emerald also helped me puzzle out a lot of this, but she is by far responsible for most of this. Now, this is where mods get tricky, because a lot of these heavily tech mods, they're a rabbit hole. They're very difficult to make content out of. For example, let's take a look at this Polarizer, which I want, or the industrial grinder. We'll look at the Polarizer. To make this Polarizer, you need tin wire and basic machine holes and cables and steel rods that don't sound much until you get into this and realize there's batteries and machine casings and different alloys that you have to make using a different compressor, which you need to still upgrade for, which you need this other thing for. The assembler, which is something else we need for the industrial grinder, I have to have conveyor belts and motorizers and copper wire. It's just a lot of the stuff I don't know how to make yet, or I can't make yet. Now, I didn't want to cut this much out, but please bear in mind that all of this you see is easily 50 to 60 hours of effort. This is a lot. And it's really hard to break down because of the way it works. I once saw a complaint on someone else's video that was doing mods of, you know, in 2 episodes, he's going to have a jetpack with no explanation to how he got it. And I don't want to be that guy, but I totally understand why this isn't shown. Because this is a lot of tedium over and over again, because it's very incremental in tiny steps. And that makes really boring content. It's one thing to watch a time lapse of someone clear out a full chunk or 4 chunk area to put in a creeper farm, and you can do the whole thing from top to bottom in like 2.5 minutes with some music, and it's kind of fun. But to put 50 hours that way, it's not so fun. It would be really boring because you spend half of it at a crafting table, and that's just that just doesn't do anything. So I apologize for not being like more thorough in this. It would have been boring as crap. So down in the basement, we have a couple of things. This is just a lava generator. These mechs are from a mod called Magitech Mechs. And if the name of these mechs ring a bell for you, it's because there's a fan project from Final Fantasy VI, which made me very happy because it's one of my favorite JRPGs. The Botanica mod was upstairs. I got moved down here. I'm going to dive into this soon because there's a couple things in here that I really want. The Dark Enchanting table, which was upstairs, if you recall, I moved down here and I expanded it out. When the update happened, they increased the price values of a lot of the enchantments almost by 7 times. So to add or to take anything off any weapon, even if it's just a 3rd enchant. Now, granted, I have like 7 on this one. It was like 150 levels, which was excessive. So I went to the configuration files and I changed it and turned it down so it was 1.7 times the cost. And if you take curses off, you don't get any XP for them. I didn't want it super cheap, but 7 times the cost seemed really excessive. And so I made it just a lot easier to use. And, you know, if you've seen the other videos, you know that I can come in here and just toggle stuff on and off. And it is very, very helpful. Now this is all from Spectrum, which I am in the process of making a tutorial for, because the wiki for this is woefully incomplete and it took us about 2 weeks to puzzle out this much. It is very confusing and it's a lot of riddles and things that don't make a lot of sense. But in short, it's each one of these like huge structures are necessary for progression. And again, I'm making a tutorial for this. I'm not going to get into this now, but this has enchantments and gadgets and redstone components and all kinds of fun stuff. And it's a fabric only mod, and it's awesome to see a full-bodied mod like this on fabric, but it is very complicated and pretty. So now on to what I did on the live stream, which is I wanted to make a crypt with the graveyard mod. Now, before I get into this build, if you've watched a couple of these and you're enjoying them and you want me to keep doing this, please click like and subscribe. It really helped me out. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year and I'm making good progress over the last couple of weeks, but I've got a long way to go yet. I am enjoying making the modded videos. If you like the modded videos, please let me know. Now to the crypt. This is what I've been working on for the last couple of live streams. A lot of these components can only be found in existing pre-generated graveyards. These I only found out that you can make, but the components from them are very expensive. The gravestones you also can make, but again, the components are expensive or I didn't know. And the skeletons you can't make, you have to find them, which is sad because I destroyed a bunch of them before I found that out. But the whole point is I want this to be a really kind of rundown, creepy, overgrown mausoleum crypt that's been disheveled and maybe looted. And this is the progress. This is about 4 or 5 hours of progress, really. This has been very extensive to try and do because there's a lot of things to consider. I wanted something to be a bit accurate like real crypts without really doing a lot of deep dive, and so I've been kind of going off a little bit of research, but not heavy research, just light research. And the more time I spend on this, I'm more like, oh, I can do these things and that things. I'm getting different ideas and I'm changing my mind all the time because I'm trying to do something that looks interesting without it being like overkill. So inside on the top floor, I've got more of the little creepy skeletons and some urns and some spider webs that I picked up. These are actually withered bones. These are made from withered bones from withers that actually you kill. Down here, this is the least completed part. I'm still kind of playing around with the layout and what I want to do and what it looks like. This on the other side of this room. Yeah, this was chaos. It was just nothing but Mobville, and it was terrifying. Actually, let me show you how terrifying it was. Whoop, whoop. What is that noise? Oh my. Holy crap. That's a lot of mobs. That is. These are revenants. They're from the graveyard mod. This is going to be the death of me, or I'm going to look like a total badass. They hurt. They have a lot more health. They will sometimes give you withering or poison effect. Oh, here we go. Emerald! Welcome in! There's another one. I can still hear the stupid thing. Oh. Up there with the Enderman. Of course it's up there with the Enderman. Where else would it be if it wasn't? I'm slightly afraid that if I go, I'm gonna end up looking at the stupid Enderman. I swear those things are like programmed to make you look at them. The number of times I've had them literally teleport right in front of me is ridiculous. Nice. Oh, I about had a heart attack. I thought that vine was a creeper. No! So many mobs. Holy crap. Wow. That is some insanity. Yep, that was fun and slightly terrifying. Now back to our episode. The coffins are from the Bewitched mod, which is fantastic because it just works. I can make little cells for them, put the coffins in them. The walls, the ceiling, the floor, the layout is all still very much a work in progress. I'm trying to figure out how I want it to look. And I spent a huge amount of time just looking at different materials. Because while this is fine, it's all basically deep slate, and I wanted a little bit more variety in here. I am planning on working on this again on Saturday morning. I live stream on Saturdays and Tuesdays. Saturday morning starting at about 10:30 or so Pacific time, and Tuesdays evening starting at about 6 p.m. Pacific time. I know that doesn't work for a lot of people because I happen to be in one of the worst time zones for streaming, but you know what? No! No! I broke that. They're so rare. Oh. Oh. Oh, that hurts. So that hurts my heart. You have no idea. And with that, we're gonna call this here. I will see you soon. Bye for now.